Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us and welcome back. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
And together we're Backyard Musing Science and Technology Channel.
Yep, and we are finishing out the day with another health topic. This one again has to do with diabetes. And let's get into it.
Researchers have identified a potential new way to assess metabolic health using saliva instead of blood. High insulin levels in the blood, known as hyperinsulinemia, can reveal metabolic problems long before obvious symptoms appear. It's already recognized as an important warning sign for future health issues, including type 2 diabetes, obesity, and heart disease. Would you like to know more?
Now, researchers at UBC Okanagan, Okanagan, right? Say
Yep.
wherever that, yeah. Say, is that University of British Columbia?
I don't know.
I'll bet it is. So, say saliva may offer a much simpler way to spot that risk. Their study suggests that a saliva test can reflect insulin patterns linked to metabolic health, opening the door to a needle-free approach that could be easier to use in both research and routine screening. I'm sure a lot of people would be happy about that.
Oh, yeah. Dr. John Little, a professor in UBC Okanagan School of Health and Exercise Scientists, says the method could do more than replace a blood draw. It may also help identify early metabolic changes tied to obesity and related health risks at a stage when blood sugar levels can still appear normal.
Published in Applied Physiology, Nutrition, and Metabolism on May 16, 2025, the study included 94 healthy participants across a range of body sizes. After fasting, each person drank a standardized meal replacement shake. Researchers then collected saliva samples and measured blood glucose with a finger prick test.
Type 2 diabetes affects roughly 400 million people worldwide and is typically diagnosed when blood glucose levels become elevated. However, Dr. Little explains that underlying metabolic changes can begin much earlier. Conditions linked to prediabetes, including insulin resistance and hyperinsulinemia, may develop 10 to 20 years before a formal diagnosis is made.
Early intervention is important because hyperinsulinemia is associated with an increased risk of several chronic diseases. These include type 2 diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, stroke, and cancer. Uh, More recently, researchers have also connected the condition to obesity.
Co-author Dr. Hossein Rafai says the goal of the study was to explore the possibility of creating a practical and non-invasive test for hyperinsulinemia. During the research, the team also observed a notable pattern after participants consumed the meal replacement drink.
Previously, research by Dr. Rafai, is that Rafai? Rafai? UBC Okanagan showed that insulin levels detected in saliva closely track plasma insulin levels throughout the day after both high carbohydrate and low carbohydrate mixed meals.
This suggests that saliva insulin may help us distinguish between high and low plasma insulin responses and could play a role in predicting the severity of hyperinsulinemia and possibly insulin resistance.
In the study, saliva samples were collected 30, 60, and 90 minutes after participants drank the beverage. Dr. Rafai notes that some participants with lower body weight also experienced large increases in saliva insulin after the meal. This pattern suggests that they could face an increased risk of type 2 diabetes, even though they were not overweight and had normal blood glucose levels.
Quote, the finding that some people who are lean have high insulin is intriguing, says Dr. Rafai. This suggests that saliva insulin may be more useful than measuring someone's weight or waist size.
Researchers also examined how saliva insulin levels related to waist circumference, body mass index, or BMI, age, and sex. Among these factors, waist circumference showed the strongest relationship with saliva insulin levels.
Quote, these findings suggest that waist circumference could be a more reliable indicator of hyperinsulinemia than age or overall body weight when using saliva insulin, he says. Our results also suggest that saliva insulin may be better than blood glucose at distinguishing between those who are more metabolically healthy, and those who are more likely to live with hyperinsulinemia.
Okay.
There you have it.
Yeah. Well, that's
The test.
yeah.
Spit in the bottle, right?
They need to. I mean, you can figure out your DNA from that. So why not be able to figure out
All your defects.
your defects and your insulin levels? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, good. Anything to be pricked than be pricked, right?
Right, that's painful.
Poking yourself with
different fingers. You have to rotate.
Right. So we know a man. In fact, I'm sure we know probably several, but this particular man has a device on his shoulder or his bicep, I guess, and he has this little gauge, and he just turns it on and touches it, and then it gives her a level. So pretty cool.
It's cool, except in like 3 o'clock in the morning when your phone starts that you have high blood pressure, high blood sugar. Then that's not fun because it wakes you up.
So okay, so this thing is live all the time then.
Yeah.
So she reads it off of her phone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This was like a separate little device. So cool.
Yeah, well, it's on her shoulder, and then it's sending signals to her phone.
So it's like a 24/7 deal then. Keeps track of it all day long.
Yeah, especially at 3 a.m. or 2 a.m.
Yeah. Well, that's when you get the sound deadening headphones, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Sleep with. So,
yeah.
But it's an alarm, so that's a good thing that it needs to alarm you that happens. Is your wife a sound sleeper? Does she sleep through that alarm?
No, when she hears the alarm, she'll wake up too.
Sure, wake up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess that's what that's for. So, but yeah, pretty cool research, or not only research but development in that. So, all right.
Thanks for joining us, folks.
We'll see everybody tomorrow. You have a great day. Thanks.